My name is Emily, and today I'm going to show you how, and I'm going to give you tips on how to do your TOK presentation. So my objective today is that if you don't know what to do, I hope to give you a framework so that you know what to do. You know what to do. I hope to give you pointers so that you can make your TOK presentation the best that it can be. It goes without saying, so if you don't like what I say, just ignore me. I think that if you want your TOK presentation to be the full marks or close to the full marks, you should go in with the mentality that you want to impress your examiner. So really go over the top so that you produce a presentation that is compelling, insightful, and interesting. So first of all, I think it's very important to know what is theory of knowledge. It is a means of assessing your knowledge. So how do I know what I know, and also the nature of the knowledge. So if you come in knowing that, then I would solve a lot of problems already. Where to start? First of all, you need to have a real life situation. So this can be a news article, it can be an anecdote, it can be a book that you read. So right now I'm just going to give you an example. So I'm just going to look at The Guardian and find an article. The headline is that Trump signs a bill imposing sanctions against Russia. So your question could be, to what extent is the relationship between Russia and the US written in history? I use inductive reasoning to create a wider question. I think that to what extent questions are my favorite kind of questions. It forces you to consider different perspectives, and your question should not be too narrow, enough to give you some scope and direction, and allows you to consider different points of view. Now we're going to talk about the structure of the TOK presentation, and this is the structure that I use. So first of all, you have an introduction explaining what your topic is about. The second point should be, why is this topic significant? I think it's good to add this question because it would be good to let people know about the wider significance of your topic. You should have a terminology section, so here you should define the key terms. And then now you have your body, so I would suggest about 3 main points. So each main point should have a clear argument from a different perspective. So you should clearly state your areas of knowing and ways of knowing. I have it written down, some examples. I don't know if you can see it. And you should also have some specific TOK terminology, and this would include things like inductive reasoning, deductive reasoning, fallacies, hasty generalizations, and so on. Clear facts from reputable sources, a counterclaim. You should always link your point back to your main question, and you should have a mini conclusion. Now, to make your main point even better, you can create another knowledge question in that main point, which you don't usually answer with, just to leave it out there to show that your topic, there's a lot of links in your topic. Next, you should have a conclusion. Your conclusion should summarize everything, acknowledge the different parts of your argument, and answer the question. Finally, you should have a reference section. And that's basically it, I think, for the structure of the. So my first tip is to pick a topic that interests you, because you're going to spend a lot of time doing research on it. Second tip is that clarity and succinctness is really important. Think of it like an essay. You always have a clear topic sentence. Number 3 is to focus more on analysis. Remember that you're analyzing the way that you think. As long as you show your thought process, that you're able to think critically, that gives you brownie points. The next tip is to remember to use the specific terminology. There's this book that I want to recommend. It's called The Art of Thinking Clearly. I've only read it just recently, but it basically contains fallacies, paradigms, and a lot of terminology that's beyond your TOK book, and I think that it could really maybe even enhance your presentation or your essay later. If you're interested in that, I'll leave a link down. Remember to criticize yourself, pull out assumptions, and question the validity of your knowledge. Next is to remember that this is not a persuasive speech. What you should be showing is open-mindedness, that you can consider and criticize and look at things from all points of views. Next is to create many links so that a lot of things are interrelated, and use credible sources. So Google Scholar is really great. I really like iTunes podcast. I think that just like listening to it when you're free, you just get like so many ideas from it. Then your presentation to many people so that they can question you and criticize you and give you more pointers. Next is to embrace the question and answer session. And if you consider so many different points of views in your presentation and you have your butt covered, there probably isn't going to be that many questions, but they're there to help you. They say that presentation skills don't matter as much, and examiners are supposed to be trained not to judge people based on presentation, but I think that it doesn't kill to have a good presentation. If anything, it makes you look better, and you should put an effort in your presentation skills. Less text is better on the presentation. You should only have the keywords and maybe pictures. Really animate your presentation. Clearly set out your presentation. So I'm going to give you an example of how my presentation looks like, and you can see that I have clearly listed the areas of knowing and ways of knowing. Don't be monotonous if you can. Like, I know some people can't help it, but if you can, try not to be monotonous when you speak. If you want to be even better, you can memorize your script, make eye contact with your audience, and I read in a body language book that if you put your palms facing upwards, people will be more receptive. If you found this video helpful, please like my video and leave a comment if you want to see more of these kind of videos. Also, if you like, you can subscribe to me. Yeah, thank you.